Hello everyone, welcome to B's Battlegrounds. I'm Bobby B, and today we'll be looking at the GIJoe Classified Series Hasbro Pulse exclusive number 79, Tele-Viper and Cobra Flight Pod, or Trubble Bubble, if that's what you call it, growing up calling it. But you got to spell trouble as you spell bubble, and for some reason people love to talk about how I talk and spelling on my comments. So don't do that anymore. Quit crying. But let's dive into this. So the Trubble Bubble is going to be the third vehicle we get in the classified line. We got the coil cycle, we got the ram, we got the repainted ram, and then we got the Trubble Bubble. We got the Hiss tank coming, we got the Dragonfly coming. The world of GIJoe Classified is gonna be huge. Hopefully we'll start seeing some dios, maybe like outpost defender, surveillance port, battle bunkers. Come on, bring them on. Let's do it. Let's firing range, even the old fun ones like the firing range, the EOD bomb thing, the little accessory packs. I'm all for it. You guys know I love GIJoe. I'm a huge fan of the classified series, so let's have at it. But diving into this, plastic free packaging, giant box. I'm gonna leave that one back there so I don't trash everything bringing it forward. And then we get the back, we get our Televiper, all the accessories, different heads. We get the flight pod, Trubble Bubble, whatever you want to call it. All the gizmos and gadgets. A little bit of focus on the wrist gauntlet, back of the flight pod, and then the shoulder insignia. Here's all his attributes, which I did not look up before I got here, so I apologize, but look them up. If not, I'll probably post them in the description or something like that. Side, you get your red QR code. Other side, you get some very fun artwork. Looks like he's like, when like you pull back in the magazine and or the slide and you slap it forward with your wrist to the bottom of your hand for some reason. He's doing that with like the TV gun. That's what I always call that thing. Oh, going back to the front though, we got Cobra Island. We got some flight pods taken off. It looks awesome. Artwork over there. Gizmos and gadgets, same stuff we saw in the back. He comes in this enormous artwork thing. He's tied over here, flight pod's over here. Box is huge. Now, people were troop building these. I believe it was a $55 price point. A little high, but I mean, we got I guess $40 for the motorcycle, but this doesn't seem like it's much more than the motorcycle when it comes to shenanigan. I guess it kind of is. I don't know. That's above my head. That's above my YouTube level pay grade or whatever you want to call it. So let's dive into everything you get here. So we'll do the Televiper, all his gizmos and gadgets, then we'll hop into the flight pod. I already put some together so we don't gotta waste time doing that. But you get your traditional. Now when I think of GIJoe backpacks, I always think of this one. I had it as a kid. It was something different. It stood out to me. You get some purple buttons on top. You get your antenna. You get your box for the trigger guard. You get your attachment for the hose, which we'll show later. It just all around looks very GIJoe-ish to me, and I always think of that one. I always think of Baroness with it for some reason. You get your I always think of it as like a television gun. Like I know some people say it's like a camera. It's got the porthole for blast effects. If I can get that to focus with the lighting inside there. Some great detail on the side. It is a little on the flimsy side. Then it's got the hose attachment down here. Otherwise, some great detailing sculpted in there. But yeah, is it a laser gun? Is it a camera? Is it a microphone? What do you got? I just call it the television gun. I don't think I ever decided what it did as a kid. Does it shoot those like shock waves like in Rise of Cobra? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. You get your hose, same one we saw with Mindbender, same one we saw with Tripwire. This time it's like black. I'd say it's a black. You get two alternate heads. You get your darker skin tone. It's a throat across the room here. And then you get this new technological goggle. I know people call them like the VR goggles, which I mean is what they kind of look like. Goggled head. It's all sculpted up. It's got a little bit extra. I keep throwing this one, I'm sorry. A little bit extra going on there. The Televiper himself. So I got 3. However, on one of them, the boot swivel was like stuck. I had to almost like pull it out and then twist it to get it to go back in. So just be careful with that. And then we'll talk about one of my Trubble bubbles here in a little bit. Otherwise, you get this. He's got like Recondo legs. We got a new belt piece, new vest piece. I haven't found another figure. I'll give a quick once over before I can't do this video with the pouches up here on the rolled sleeves. So let me know in the comments if those are already out there. Otherwise, we get this new watch. Well, this watch piece is a separate piece, so it rotates. It can come off if you really wanted it to. Oh, maybe these hands are new too. I don't remember seeing those hands. You get this new vest overlay. You get the belt. There's your head. Nice little Cobra decal on the side there. You get this little gizmo gadget thingy. I checked with the eels and torpedo, and it is also a new one. So lots of new stuff coming out of this guy, minus his legs, and I'd imagine his torso is already some reuse. Get the head. It's got that snarling face. Just need that big intruder across his head. When I think of Televipers, I always think of Arise Serpentor Arise, when it's Beachhead wheeling everybody in that crate into the command center. And he's like, it says there's an intruder here, and they all jump out and beat the shit out of him. That's what when I think of Televipers, it's always think of that. I think of them as like, I get it, they're commo. You know, you need your communications, you need your technology shenanigans. But I always think of them as not exactly down and dirty fighters, I guess would be the term I'm looking for. But separate belt piece. Separate from the vest, which I love. I wish the Vipers would be like that in the future, but we'll see. And let's get into some Cobra Blue comparisons here, real quick, and then we'll go into the flight pod. We got our Cobra Infantry, definitely more of like a paler blue. We got our Cobra Officer, also rocking that paler blue. We get our Range Viper, which is a much brighter blue. We get our Valkyries, which have that darkish blue. Not exactly matching up quite yet, but a little better. We got our Cobra Island Viper blue. It's kind of close. We got our 3-pack Cobra Viper blue, which is much darker. And we got our Cobra Trooper blue, which is kind of close. He kind of, maybe it's the purple just kind of throwing him off to me, get him that different tinge, but he's there. We'll slide him back. Get into the flight pod. You get the flight pod itself. It's in pieces. Seat belt. There's all your gizmos and gadgets on the inside. I never had one as a kid. I had, I think, one from the 25th anniversary. It came in that big battle pack with the Hiss tank, the Mobat from Target, I think it was, and that was blue, and I have no idea where that's at. SB on the side. Get fuse, caution, electric pull and twist to release. Some paint apps up in this stuff. Here's the back without the boosters. On the other side you get 15E3MO. Some more of that paint over here. Get engines. So this little silver piece fell out of my, there's a, I wonder if I can get the light in there. So that piece in there fell out of it, and I was like, what is this? Is it like a foot pedal or something? And I was looking for it, couldn't figure out where it went, and then I was comparing the different ones I got, and then I was able to figure it out. But it's all right. You get a little bit of some targeting stuff on the outside. Very interesting. This swivels down, so obviously you can get your figure in there. Swivels back up. Port for the gun and stuff, which we'll get into here in a second. Now, all 3 of mine, this does not close completely. This side does relatively good, but all 3 of mine, this one does not. Did you guys pick up the Trubble bubble? Does it close for you? Let me know. And then, on the back of that, you get a little bit of a heads-up display, also a little bit of targeting, flight thingy-mabobber, whatever you want to call it. You get these engines for the back. Looks like it's tagged 3 Sky Strikers, which is fun, but I'm not exactly sure how these things would do. Maybe they just like quick pop up, fire the rockets, pop back down. You get PE49L7A. Some nice rivets. Rivets. You get some color here. Danger, hot exhaust. You get this guy. And now this is a very thin piece. So just keep that in mind when you guys are doing all your crazy maneuvers when you're flying around. Then the engine turbines on top. You get 2 dog bones that peg into the side. You get 2 missiles that peg into the dog bones. Nothing special going on with them. No, like, you know, dangerous end, fire, etc. Nothing going on there. Dog bone port, obviously. Nothing, not too much. No blast. That looks kind of small for blast effects. Let me try that real quick. You can't. You could put one of the smaller blast effects. I mean, I guess you could put all the blast effects in there. But this one's from, I think the Valkyrie 3-pack, maybe. It was on top, so I just pulled it out real quick. It's the same one. There's a longer one. I mean, it could be done. You can't use the big one from Scrap Iron, which kind of would have been fun, but just doesn't attach unless you like tacked it or something like that. You get a little chin gun. Now putting this guy on, it just goes in that little bowl in the front. Was kind of interesting. Was this like an exhaust or something? It does got the blast port also. So you can send some rounds downrange with this bad boy. But when I put it on the others, so here's your Trubble bubble all decked out. You got your dog bones, rockets, chin gun, dog bones, rockets. You got the engines. They just kind of peg into the back. The 2 that I put together so far, you can see that stress. The stress in the plastic right there from the ball going into this thing. And this thing was a pain in the ass to get attached. But it goes in all the different directions and stuff. I mean, it's on a ball, so it works. But like I said, you can see that visible stress in that one on both sides. And you can see it in this one right there on both sides. So how is that how is that okay? You guys let me know in the comments. You get your air mine. I was told this is much smaller than the original. It's still pretty fun. It's got a ton of detail. It says, let's see if I get that to focus for you guys so you guys can read it yourselves. Highly explosive, handle with care. To remove, press latch to release. Press latch release, I apologize. And then it does open up. Excuse me, I don't have any fingernails. You get a little bit of the gizmos and gadgets of the inside. Something different, something fun. Number 9. Did the original have 9 on it? I'm not sure. Then the nothing going on the inside of the plate. But then that just pegs back in, and you're good to go. And then it's got the port on the bottom. So I guess it could project itself forward. Now I'm unfamiliar if this will attach to the Trubble bubble. I gave it a quick once over, but nothing jumped out at me for this thing being attached or to attach. So my guess was this stuff here, but I guess not. I don't know. If it does, that's my mistake. I apologize, guys. Let me know in the comments below. But here's your 3 Televipers. Did you guys pick the Trubble bubble up? Did you skip out on it? Not your thing, not your style? Are you guys waiting to see the Televipers released on their own? Which I kind of am, because I'm all for the support troops, but 55 a pop to get a my 3 is typically my limit, unless you're a Viper. Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, I'm Bobby B from B's Battlegrounds. Load up, grab your kit. See you in the Battlegrounds.